The Chicago Bears have tendered exclusive rights free agent offers to two players, Bill Murray, the offensive lineman, and Daniel Hardy, the special teams standout. Now, if you're like most fans, you're probably wondering, what does this mean for the Bears moving forward, and who are these guys? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Let's start with the basics. In the NFL, there are different types of free agents, and exclusive rights free agents, or ERFAs, are players who have only spent 2 years or fewer in the league and have fewer than 3 accrued seasons. The important thing to note here is that these players are pretty much under the control of their current teams, and they can only sign with another team if the original team doesn't offer them a contract. In simpler terms, the Bears hold all the cards with Bill Murray and Daniel Hardy for the 2025 season. So why is this move so significant? Well, it's a smart, cost-efficient decision by the Bears front office to retain players who still have room to grow but can contribute immediately. Instead of looking to fill their roster with expensive veterans, the Bears are keeping younger talent on affordable contracts to develop their depth. And honestly, it's a strategy we've seen work out for other teams over the years. Now, let's dive into the players themselves. First up, Bill Murray, the offensive lineman. Before you get confused, I'll clarify, no, this isn't the actor known for his roles in movies like Groundhog Day and Ghostbusters. This Bill Murray is an offensive lineman who joined the Chicago Bears in January 2024 after signing a reserve/future contract. He spent the 2024 offseason with the team, working to improve his game and fit in with the Bears system. Murray had a pretty impressive camp and preseason last year, which helped him land a spot on the roster. He's a converted defensive tackle, which might sound a little odd, but it's actually not that unusual in the NFL. Players who switch sides of the ball often end up being very versatile. A defensive tackle's size and power can translate well to an interior offensive line role, and Murray definitely brings that physicality to the table. He played in 3 games for the Bears before unfortunately suffering a pectoral injury that sidelined him for the rest of the season. That injury might have kept him from showing his full potential, but we've seen enough to understand that Murray has the skills to be a contributor. The Bears clearly see something special in Murray, as evidenced by the fact that they've tendered him an exclusive rights free agent offer. This is an indicator that the team values his potential, especially as they work to improve the offensive line in 2025. Offensive line depth is crucial for any team, especially a rebuilding one like the Bears. Murray might not be a starter just yet, but his continued development could allow him to step into a bigger role in the coming seasons. The Bears are clearly betting that with proper coaching, he can turn into a player that provides stability up front. But it's not just about keeping Murray around for his size and physicality. The Bears are clearly focused on building long-term depth. The offensive line has been a weakness for the Bears in recent years, so keeping a young player like Murray around gives them the chance to develop him into a reliable backup or even a potential starter as his career progresses. The offensive line has to protect Justin Fields and create running lanes for Khalil Herbert and Roschon Johnson, so having solid backups is key. Murray could find himself in the mix for a roster spot if he continues to grow in 2025. Now let's talk about Daniel Hardy, the special teams dynamo. Hardy is a player who really caught some eyes last season with his efforts on special teams. He joined the Bears in 2024, and it didn't take long for him to make a name for himself as a hard-nosed player who was willing to do whatever it took to contribute. Hardy tied for the team lead with 11 special teams tackles, a stat that shows just how involved he was. But that's not all. He also blocked a punt and forced a fumble during the season. That's the kind of impact that makes a player stand out in a big way. Hardy's ability to make big plays on special teams is invaluable. Special teams might not always get the attention they deserve, but it's one of the most important phases of the game. A blocked punt can change the momentum of a game, while forcing a fumble on a kick return can lead to a game-changing turnover. Hardy's contributions in those areas were a huge boost for the Bears in 2024, and it's clear the team wants to keep him around for 2025 to continue making plays in the third phase of the game. While Hardy doesn't have the same kind of high-profile role as some of the other defensive players on the roster, his ability to contribute on special teams cannot be overlooked. He's the kind of player who is willing to put in the work to earn a spot and help the team win, even if it's not always in the spotlight. And let's be real, every team needs those guys. Those are the unsung heroes who make key plays on special teams and help flip the field position. The decision to tender Hardy also shows that the Bears are committed to maintaining a strong special teams unit, which can often be the difference in close games. A team that is solid across all three phases of the game, offense, defense, and special teams, is a team that can compete for championships, and Hardy's contributions make the Bears stronger in that area. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. By tendering both Murray and Hardy, the Bears are securing depth for the 2025 season at a very affordable cost. With these exclusive rights, free agent tenders, the team doesn't have to break the bank to keep players who are still developing but can have a real impact. This approach gives the Bears flexibility as they look to improve the roster with free agent signings, the draft, and other moves in the offseason. One thing that stands out is the Bears' focus on building a well-rounded team. While there is still plenty of work to do, the front office has already made a few key decisions that show they're thinking long-term. Keeping Murray and Hardy is just part of the plan to build depth and ensure that the team has a solid foundation for the future. The Bears have been working to rebuild their roster, and decisions like these, keeping young players on affordable contracts, are a crucial part of that process. Of course, the work isn't done yet. While Murray and Hardy are locked in, there are still other restricted free agents to consider, like linebacker Jack Sanborn, cornerbacks Josh Blackwell and Jaylon Jones, and center Doug Kramer. The Bears also have a few exclusive rights free agents remaining to make decisions on. The 2025 offseason is shaping up to be a busy one, and it'll be interesting to see how the front office navigates all the moving parts. But for now, Bears fans can be excited that two promising young players, Bill Murray and Daniel Hardy, are set to return. These moves add some much-needed depth and competition to the roster, and they help set the stage for what could be an exciting season ahead. So if you're a Bears fan, what do you think about the team tendering these exclusive rights free agents? Are you excited about Murray's potential on the offensive line and Hardy's contributions on special teams? Drop a comment below and let me know what you think about these moves. Don't forget to hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed for all the latest updates on the Chicago Bears offseason. It's an exciting time to be a Bears fan as the team continues to make moves for the future. Bear down!